my regulars should be here today. I'm going to talk to you guys about Soup Bowl Cozies. Why does this do this at 7:10 p.m.? No, I don't want it at 7:10 p.m. Let's see if we can change this setting. It should be coming up here. 1:49. Let's see who's here. Who's here today? It's Jolene with Home Stitchery Decor. We're going to sew some Soup Bowl Cozies. I just brought you guys up on my television screen so we could see what's going on here. Some of my regulars should be joining on. I told them I'd be here at about 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish. And yeah, we're going to get started on this project here. So we'll wait for a few people to join in on the fun. And hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's plug the mic in. Get going here. Hi, you guys. All right, so I'm going to put the camera into the holder here. Bear with me while I do that. You just never know what's going on until you get it. Everything set up. Everything set up. Okay, hi, I'm Jolene. I'm from Home Stitchery Decor. We are going to make Soup Bowl Cozies here. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to show you guys how to do this. And can we change? No, we can't change that. Can we change that? No, you can only zoom in and out. All right, so hopefully you guys can see here a little bit. I'll get my big butt out of the way and show you what's going on here. Turning it so you can see a little bit more. Hi, you guys. Okay, so first thing we're going to do here is wait 2 seconds to see if some of my regulars get on. And then we're going to start with our batting. Let me pull our remotes out of the way. So the batting that I'm going to use for this project is called Pellon Wrap and Zap Batting. It is 100% cotton batting. And the project we're going to make is these Soup Bowl Cozies. So first of all, the batting I got from my distributor, but you can buy this on Amazon. All the links that you will need are in the video description, and I'll describe everything as we go along. And then at the end of the video, after YouTube is done processing it, I will be able to go back onto the video and make all those links clickable. It just takes YouTube a while to process videos like this. So if this is a project you decide to make, go back and check the video description afterwards, and we'll give you all the supplies, all the lowdown, so that you can make this yourself. Now, I've pre-cut a bunch of these actual strips, but I wanted to show you guys how to do it here as well. So first of all, I have, and all this is in the Amazon link on here. I have the big cutting mat, this big gray cutting mat under here. I have a Fisker 6x24-inch ruler. I have a Fisker's, what is this one? 65 mil, the big cutter. And you need to cut these strips. I'm going to use the Accuquilt cutting machine in a minute here, but you need to cut the batting first at about 10.5, just so you have a little bit of play here with the batting. So if this goes to 24, then this should go to 14. So I just get in here and I'm going to cut swaths off this big roll of batting. And it's not that easy to do, but it is doable with a rotary cutter. You will need put a little pressure on it, roll it back and forth a few times. Use your scissors if you have to, but as you can see, it's cut. And so now we've got a rough cut of the batting. We'll do this a couple of times here just so you guys can see the process. And I make probably 500 Soup Bowl Cozies for my Christmas markets, at least. And so this, I'm going to do the math here too, you guys. I'm going to show you all the math and everything for this project so that you can see cost-wise how much this will be to do. I figured it out ahead of time. So we'll go over that as well. Just depend on where you're starting this project from. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Jolene. I'm from Home Stitchery Decor. I have a big craft business here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I do all kinds of local farmers markets, Christmas markets. I sell online. I sell wholesale to stores. And today we're going to make Soup Bowl Cozies. We'll cut this one more time so you guys can see for whoever's just joining on. We've got this bolt of Pelon Wrap and Zap batting. I put the links in the video description for all the stuff you're going to need. And we're cutting this just like 10 and a half, 10 and a quarter, just a little bit bigger than our die is going to be. So this is going to be the hardest part of your day, cutting this dang batting, but you can do it. And like I say, get it started and use a pair of scissors if you have to. But everything after this gets easier. So start with the hard stuff and then do the easy stuff. Okay, so we've got a few of those cut. I'm going to give you a tip for your rotary blade. You're going to wear out rotary blades doing this, and they're expensive. So I bought one of these True Sharp rotary blade cutters. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. But they look like this. And you can put in 3 different sizes of rotary blades into this, and it's got a wheel on it. You plug it in, put some oil on the wheel, push it down, and then it will sharpen blades for you. So I believe this was like $90, which I know is not cheap, but rotary blades are not cheap either. And I've had this thing for years. So what do? And I can sharpen this blade multiple times. Is it going to be 1000% perfect? No. But is it going to be much better and extend the life of your blades? Yes. Yes, it will. Okay. So you have to use Pelon Wrap and Zap batting for this project. Don't do it any other way. It's the best batting. And then your bowl cozies can go in the microwave. Always read the care instructions. I accept no liability for this project. Always read the care instructions from Pelon directly for this project. So we'll put that aside. And I already, like I said, pre-cut a bunch because I had another bolt going already. So this is what we're going to be working with now. So put that off to the side just a little bit, and we're going to get our Accuquilt here. So bear with me while I get everything in place. It's either I move or the camera moves. So now we have our Accuquilt, and I am using this studio cutter. And I've put a link in the description for you guys for all of the things here that we need. So then when you purchase the Accuquilt Studio, it does come with, let's get all my stuff out of here. You can tell I do this for work, right? Okay, it does come with the tray, but it does not come with this white thing here. It comes with a tray, and it comes with a piece of plastic. It doesn't come with a die, and it doesn't come with this, which is the adapter. Hi, Susan. I also ordered your book and received it. Thank you for offering it 2 days. Oh, okay. Susan here is from Michigan. Hi, Susan. And she's saying, I also wanted to tell you that I ordered your book. Thank you, Susan. And received it in 2 days, which you should when you order my book on Amazon. Thank you for offering it to us. Happy to watch the Bowl Cozy tutorial. So thank you for that. Welcome back to the channel, Susan. Yeah, the book sales are going very well. We can chat about that as we go along. But I wrote a book about YouTube. If you guys want it, I put a link in the video description. It's will teach you how to have a business like this. Okay, so it doesn't come with this adapter thing. So if you go on to Accuquilt and you want the studio cutter set up, make sure you order the adapter because you need the adapter for the bowl cozy die, which looks like this. And because this die normally goes with their other like regular cutters, this die is not as thick as the studio dies is. Our studio dies are, and therefore you need this adapter to bring this die up to the height to roll it through the machine so it cuts perfectly. Now the other thing is I've used my die a lot, and I find that when I put 2 pieces of just thick cardstock under my die, that it cuts through better, and that's just because I've used my die a lot. But your studio cutter machine will come with one of these mats. And you don't have to get a studio cutter machine if you want to do this project. You can just get one of their regular cutting machines. And a lot of them are on sale today. And I believe, how long would they be on sale for? I'm not sure. There you go. That's the answer. I'm not sure how long they would be on sale for. But the link in the video description is my affiliate link. I'm an affiliate for Accuquilt, so if you do purchase this and decide to do this project, I do receive commissions for that. But on the channel here, I try to show you everything that I'm doing, and I hope to inspire some people to start their own business. So Shopping Links does support the channel, but it's also, I'm here giving away all my tips and tricks and my actual products I make so that you guys can start your own. Okay, so now we've got this big long strip of batting, and we're just going to put it down over top of the die. And then we've got our white cutting mat. So we're going to roll this through. And I know some people would say, why wouldn't you get an electric one? Well, the electric one for me pretty much works as fast as this one. And I did get it on a really good deal. So I have a little garbage can under here. Now they're going to look like this. And I've cut out 2 at a time. I find with the batting, I don't cut out more than 2 layers at a time, but I just essentially flop this batting back and forth until it's picked up, or until it's all cut up, sorry. And I missed my garbage can. I cannot leave fabric or paper on the floor because my little doggy will eat it. Dang brat. Okay, so again, just line your batting up on top, put your plastic down on top of it, and roll it through the machine. Now, your machine is going to look a little bit different than mine. It'll have guards on it. I do have the guards. They're in a drawer. They were annoying me. So don't roll your fingers through here. And your machine will probably be much newer. Mine is old, and I got it on a marketplace like Facebook Marketplace. Somebody told me that it was for sale one day, which was very nice. Actually, customer, like somebody that used to follow me on Instagram, basically, she has a daughter that lives, you know, just like, I don't know, 20 minutes from my house. And she was on a Facebook group that I was on, and I asked on this group, I said, hey, does anybody know how to get these cutting machines? Like, shipping in Canada is expensive, etc. Does anybody have a used one? And this nice lady came on and said, Jolene, I'm going to private message you, which she did. And then she shared an ad that was up. She said she didn't want to post it on the group because she knew as soon as you posted it on the group, somebody would snap it up. And she said, hey, I've been following you on social media for a while, and here's this ad for this person getting rid of their whole kit. And so I was able to buy it, and I will be forever grateful to Mary Richardson for doing that for me, because that was very nice. and I ended up getting the whole setup plus a whole bunch of dies. When I added it up, it was about $3,600 worth of equipment, which I desperately needed because I was just starting out. And the lady sold it to me for like $200. And I had to pay the shipping to get it to my house. But it was absolutely the craziest story because this machine is expensive, not gonna lie. Okay, so now we're getting down to the end of that swath of the batting. So I've cut this off the bolt. So the last one, just fold it open, and as long as it fits, you'll get one more cut out of here. Okay. Ugh. Roll it, and you get some exercise if you're rolling it through like this, right? Just build up those arms. Okay, I know you're all dying to know the cost of this, so I'm just going to grab my Post-it note. I wrote a bunch of stuff down. So the machine right now is $785, and I believe that's in American dollars. I know, that's expensive. It comes, stick with me, it comes with the tray, and it comes with the mat. It doesn't come with the white adapter. So the white plastic adapter that brings this Soup Cozy die up is $22. The other stuff you get in the set. Then you have the Cozy die, which is this, which is on sale right now for $130, and I also American money, I believe. So then I bought that bolt of batting, which you can get. It's $280 on Amazon, and it's 9 yards by 90 inches. Now, in order to do this many Soup Bowl Cozies, to do the whole bolt of batting, you would also need 9 yards of fabric. Maybe you would need more than 9. No, you should need like 9 yards of fabric. You could get fabric at $10 a yard, decent fabric, if you went and shopped. And you'll probably need $15, to be fair, worth of thread. I would say $15 to $30 worth of thread to sew this whole entire bolt, depending on where you're getting it. And it has to be 100% cotton thread. So for all of the just the cutting machine supplies, it's $1,322 American. I know, stick with me, it's expensive. But then if you needed a sewing machine and the Fiskars mat and the ruler and the cutting thing, that would probably be $400 as well on top of that, which I get. So out of that bolt of batting, which is 90 inches by 9 yards, you'll get 240 squares, which is this, right? You need 2 squares per Soup Bowl Cozy because you have a top and a bottom, right? Looks like this. There's the top, there's the bottom. You'll need 2 squares. So you should be able to make 120 finished Soup Bowl Cozies out of 1 bolt of batting. And that is going to cost $13.22 plus if you need to buy a machine, right? So let's get our little calculator here. I sell them for $15 a piece. So if you got 120 out of the amount you're making here, times that by $15, you're at $1,800 for this project with a bolt of batting. And it costs you, if you didn't have the machine, like if you didn't have a sewing machine and a Fiskars cutting mat, it'll cost you $13.22 for the setup. So you're going to be up like $500. And I talk about this because I teach here all the time. how to have a craft business. Yes, you have to do the work. Yes, you have to buy the material. Yes, you have to do the setup, but I'm teaching you all of this stuff to do it. And all I'm saying is if you're doing this, shop on my link. so that I get paid for teaching you how to do this. But I've done the math. I've done it several times. I have different videos on this channel showing you this exact process, and I've been doing this for years. So I don't work for free. I don't expect anybody else to work for free. So that's what we're cutting, is this bolt of batting. And as you can see by this huge stack that I have to cut a whole bunch more Soup Bowl Cozies in order to be ready for my Christmas market. So now what I'm going to do is just pull this machine over to the side, and I'm going to show you. Okay, I got you, girl. My scrapping mama's here. That's Kat, if anybody's wondering. That's our friend Kat. She's here all the time. Hi, Kat. Welcome to the channel. Sorry you had to work today. Okay, so this is the project that we're making, right? And these are the bolts of fabric that I've got. Super pretty colors. I'm actually very excited about these. Lovely, lovely, lovely green ferns. And then a lovely floral, like corals and yellows and oranges. Very pretty fabric. Okay, so this is easier than that. Easier than cutting the batting by far. So what I do is I roll a whole bunch of fabric off of the bolt. I don't even bother cutting this, like pre-cutting this, because I'm doing it on bolts. If you don't have bolts of fabric, pre-cut your fabric to 10 inches wide or 10 1/4, like just make sure that it's going to fit. So I've got a whole bunch of fabric. It's loosey-goosey over here. And I'm just going to fold the fabric in half. Up to the selvage edge. Lay everything down flat. Finger press, if you will. And now I'm going to line it up on top of the die. This is going to save you like a step of cutting the fabric. You want to eliminate as many steps as possible in this process. So we'll put our plastic here on top, and we're going to roll this through. And you can check and see if it's cut now, but I typically roll it back through. And the reason I do that is then everything's kind of on the right side. And my die, bear in mind, you guys, I've used this like so much, it's ridiculous. So sometimes depending on the fabric, some fabric doesn't cut as well. I have to do some little trimming on it. The other thing you could do is put another piece of cardboard underneath if it wasn't pushing through properly. But this doesn't typically take too long once I get it figured out. And some fabric has just got more like threads on it. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like it just doesn't ever cut as well, no matter what you're doing. Okay, so cut this off and trim this off over here. Now, Accuquilt has dies not just for bowl cozies. Like they've got strip dies. Seriously, hundreds of dies, hundreds. So you could, once you buy the machine, you're not limited to making Soup Bowl Cozies. There's tons and tons of projects that you can make using these. I have the stocking die. I have the oven mitt die. I have strip cozy, like strips for making jelly rolls. I have some ornament ones. Now, just like that, you've got 2 Soup Bowl Cozies cut out. So of course you're going to do this in alternating fabric. So we'll cut another one here. Might actually put another piece of cardboard underneath it and see if that helps. Just for the fabric. You don't want to make this too thick if you have an issue, because you can bend your die. So don't do that. So just the thinnest little pieces of paper underneath there to bring stuff up. And this is my second Soup Bowl Cozy die that I've had, and I've been in business now since 2018. And, you know, cost of doing business, you do have to purchase good supplies, and you will have to replace things as you're working, right? Hi, Ellen. You're welcome for sharing. You are very welcome. I hope you love this stuff. I hope you make your own things and give them to your friends and family, or start your own business. Okay, I have a feeling that one's going to cut a lot better just because of how it pushed through, and I didn't want to push back through on the other side, mostly because I was confident it was going to cut better. And here I have one little piece that's not cut, and one little piece over here probably stuck in the same spot. Perfect. It does not get any quicker than that. So we've just cut out 1, 2, 4 Soup Bowl Cozies, just like that, while I'm yapping here on the internet. So if you're new here, you guys, all the links for this are in the video description. And once the live is done processing by YouTube, I will be able to go in and update the description of this video and make those links clickable. But for right now, copy and paste if you want any of this stuff. And I have the Accuquilt link there, but I also have my Amazon shopping link. So for the batting and everything, you can get it super inexpensive. So you know what? I'll cut one more of the green, and then we're gonna we'll tell you about the channel giveaway, and then we'll switch to the orange after the green. So I've decided that I'm going to have this awesome channel here on YouTube full of crafters. There's 84 million estimated crafters in North America. We have over 7,000 subscribers on the channel now, and I would like to build that as big as possible. And as we do that, we're going to have a ridiculous amount of fun, because dang it, I am sick of not having any fun. I'm turning on whatever's on the news, and it's just like bad news all day, every day. Can't handle it. So I'm going to fight back with fun sewing things on my craft channel on YouTube, and see if I can get a whole bunch of people to join in. And so far, we're doing pretty good. Met some really nice people, and been doing lives here now for a couple of weeks. It's going pretty good with the lives. We're starting to build a nice little group of people that we can chat with as we're doing craft projects. Okay, so we're going to have another 4. Pretty easy. I'm going to roll up this fabric so it's nice and neat. I don't like a mess. If you've ever been here before and watched my studio tours, I do like my crafting studio quite clean. I find it very upsetting if I can't have a clean space to work in. Just actually can't even freaking concentrate is the problem. All right, get that rolled up. I don't want to have to iron anything later because my time is valuable. So I try to have everything folded nicely on the bolts. Of course, I know I'm fortunate I can buy everything by the bolt now, as I have commercial suppliers, but I started with nothing. So I do not take this for granted by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, let me grab a sip here. Just a quick sip of my drink. And then we're going to go over channel memberships. Channel memberships start at $2 a month, and there's prizes. So first of all, you should know I don't do things just for channel members. If you go onto my channel and you watch any of the videos that have little gold presents on them, those are for the subscribers of the channel, and you can win prizes on those videos. You just have to watch them and follow along with the instructions, and you could win a prize. But then for channel members, which is the paid membership, we decided to do a much bigger prize. When we reach 150 paid members of the channel, we're going to do this draw. out of those first 150 members. So first of all, we have the Clover fabric tube maker, which makes jelly rolls. If you guys aren't sure what those are, I have videos on my channel for that. We did a live video for all of this stuff. So there's, we did rugs last week on a live. You can go watch the replays of all these videos. Last week, we also started a new project and made magnets, fridge magnets. So you'll receive a set of 6 fridge magnets. Then we announced my new book, which is From Zero to YouTuber, which is available on Amazon. I put a link in the video description if you're thinking of having a business like this, or you know somebody that wants to. I wrote a book, which is basically a $2,000 course in a book, put it on Amazon, super affordable for everybody to have access to, because people kept asking me, how do I do this? And I said, why don't I just write a book? So I did, wrote a book. Then we did a live where we sewed this really cute Christmas tea towel. This was very interactive. Everybody kind of chose what colors we were doing as it went. Super fun. Then in part of the gift, you will receive 2 reversible Christmas placemats. These are made with Robert Kaufman fabric. And, oh gosh, Pellon 72F reversible fusing, or sorry, double-sided fusing. Then the coup de grace, the grand poobah, the gift everybody wants. We have this FAF quilting box. And this is only for paid members, you guys. If you're not a paid member, you're not getting it on the draw. So these are a set of 2 rulers, a rotary cutter, rotary blades, and 2 packs of needles. And then on the bottom, it's a multi-layered gift, is the rotating cutting mat. So this is a gift from FAF, and you cannot purchase this gift. It's available as a gift from them, but you can't go and purchase it. So if you want to join the channel, at the top of your screen is a join button. You can go back to my main channel page, and there'll be join button there as well. Or you can go to the video description and copy and paste the link there and hit join and sign up for the fun. When we reach 150 paid members, then we're going to do that draw. So now we're going to cut 12, so 3 basically swipes of the flowered fabric. Does anybody have any questions as we're going here? I know we got quite a few viewers on here today, which is exciting and fun. And we did a live this morning too, which was Cricut Mandalas, which is still processing by YouTube the last time I checked. But once it's done, I'll be able to put in more information for you guys. So again, I just rolled a bunch of fabric off the bolt. If you're new here, we're using the Accuquilt cutting system. The link is in the video description. This is the studio cutter, but you can get smaller versions and electric versions if, you know, rolling your cutting machine is not your thing. They have electric versions of this as well, which probably makes it a little bit easier if you've got any, you know, arthritis, or you just don't want to do that physical rolling. They've got lots of different options. All right. So this goes pretty dang quick. We'll cut 3 passes of this. And as you can see, just putting that extra little layer of paper in has really helped out without bending the die. So if it's not working, a very thin piece of paper underneath it. And if that doesn't work, add 1 more thin piece of paper. So we've got 12 is what we're going to make of these. All right, pull this back. I like to do this right off the bolt because it's one step I don't have to cut. And I want to go as quickly as possible. So one thing I don't have to cut just saves me time. Oh, here it is. I'm like, where did I put the white plastic? Hello, welcome back. Did you get some lunch, Sabrina? Sabrina was here this morning, you guys, for our other live. Sabrina, we're making Soup Bowl Cozies. And I did the math on these. You might have to rewatch the beginning of this live. Or maybe I'll go over the math again later on if you're still here. But I showed you the math for this one. Yes, it's an expensive project, but you can make your money back and more off the first set that you make. So it's about, without the sewing machine and the cutting mat, it's about a $1,300 investment, which you can make back off your first round if you do it with a bolt of batting. Okay, so you saw that. Cool. Cool, cool. Try to be as helpful as possible. And I needed to make more of these because, like I said this morning, each one of the stands that you see in behind me needs to have 3 full shelves, or three rows on a shelf full of soup cozies before I go to my Christmas markets. So I have a couple of colors that are short, and so I'm just gonna fill them in here. So this one I started already. I have 20 of it made. I probably need 50 of this color specifically. I know this color will sell well. And I know that just based on previous years and colors that I do, there are some colors that always sell better than others. Pretty florals always do very well. Okay, so we're going to set this off to the side. We're going to roll up our fabric and get this all pretty again. I might have shorted myself on the batting. I might have batting in a drawer, but if I don't, I'm going to have to cut more because I need enough batting for 12 of these. But let me just see if I have some stashed here. Yeah, I do. I have a few. I have a few stashed, which was super close by, actually. All right. So, let's see. I need 24 batting, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I need 4 more. Okay, bear with me while I cut 4 more here, you guys. Because as much as this is about you, it's also about me. I need to make my stuff for my Christmas market. So hang on a second. And now this piece, you'll get this from time to time, you guys. You'll get a little piece of something that isn't quite right. Just don't use it. You can't expect everything to be perfect all the time. If you do, you're going to be wildly disappointed. So I am going to have a little bit of waste on this project, but I'm not going to get too concerned about it. So that cuts super well. There's our waste. Get it in the garbage can so Cinnamon doesn't eat the stuff off the floor. And I'm actually going to take out 1 layer of the paper because this is cutting so well with the batting. I don't want to bend my die. So we'll just do this one more time this way, and then we're going to get sewing here right away. Looks like we're going to have a storm outside too. Dang nabbit. Just will not stop raining in Calgary this year. We don't normally have summers like this. We usually have like warm and sunny. Spoiled Trinity, hello. Good afternoon. All right. One more. There we've got our 4. Oh, and we've got the city picking up our compost. We have big compost bins here, and they drive around on Wednesdays and pick up our compost. Okay, so we'll put all the batting to the side. I'm going to move this machine to the side too, and we're going to get a sewing machine set up here. So bear with me while I walk around. There's no other way to do this but to show you guys walking around. I'm going to put this to the side. This thing is heavy. It typically isn't even in this room if you guys watch me all the time. It's not here. It's in my laundry room on a big granite countertop because it's freaking heavy. I don't want to move it back and forth all the time. And I can put my fabric on top of my washer and dryer and just kind of build my piles up in there. So I've expanded my workspace into our laundry room. Okay, so let's get the batting here out of the way. Get the fabric out of the way. Let's get it all pushed off to one side here. Now what I'm going to do is put my Soup Cozies onto the batting. So it's a pretty easy process. Hopefully everybody can see here what's going on. Oh, that thing was heavy. Dang, that thing is heavy. I feel like I just had a little workout. Okay, so just line your fabric up as nicely as possible. And we've got 24 of these to do. How we doing? Everybody still hanging in there? Questions? Concerns? We don't take complaints here at Home Stitchery Decor. So, just so you know, there will be no complaining. You're getting shown something that I do for work for absolutely free. So, if you don't like it here, you can go to the next channel, right? I think we're starting to get a pretty good group of people here, which is exciting. We've got 11 channel members so far, which is not too bad because we just started collecting them a couple of weeks ago. And once we get to 150, we'll do that draw. You'll have to give me your address so I can send that stuff off to you, which will be fun. And what would you rather have? Hi, Jeanette from Salem, Oregon. Welcome to the channel. What would you guys rather I add to the draw? Would you rather I add these 2 Soup Bowl Cozies sewn, like finished, this color? We can put 2 in. Or would you rather I give you a set of 4 unsewn, and we can put those in the pile? You guys get to vote. This will be for the paid members of the channel. If you're not a paid member, you can't get in on that draw. But once we reach 150 paid members, we're going to do that draw, and it's going to be worth, well, right now it's worth 400, but then if we add this stuff in, it'll be worth like 430. So which would you rather? Would you rather have 2 finished ones or 4 that you could sew yourself? and I'll put them up in a little kit. Make them up into kits for you. Okay, Kat is saying sewn. Oh no, that's Sabrina. Sorry, Sabrina. Sabrina is saying sewn. Let's get, how many people are here? 30 people. Let's get 5 votes. And so we need 3 of 1 vote to be the winner. So far Sabrina said sewn. We need 4 more. Easier for shipping left unsewn. So I'm assuming that's your vote. That'll be Kat, right? Kat, my scrapping mama. Yep, Kat, got that. Ellen is unsewn, so we've got 2 for unsewn. And we're going to have 2 more. let me get a drink here, you guys. Oh, this batting in my throat. Unsewn. Okay. So we'll put in a kit, we will put 4 unsewn for you. And if you guys do want kits, yeah, we're getting all kinds of voting. Thank you, you guys. Keep voting. It'll push the channel to more people. I did link kits into the video as well. These are pre-done kits. The kits make 2 Soup Bowl Cozies. You can just click on the products on the screen there. And there are kits available as well if you just want to buy a couple of kits. So we've got a reserve. We'll just do it right now. We'll reserve 4 unsewn. So now we're only going to make 8. That's okay. Happy to do it. So we'll put these off to the side and I'll put them in a little kit for you. Yeah, when you do the hearts and emojis, everything helps. And then when you're watching my content, instead of skipping the ads, if you just let the ads play, that helps as well, because that's how I actually get paid from YouTube, is by people watching ads. And I know they're annoying, but I do spend most of the day here doing stuff for free, and I watch other YouTubers and I let their ads roll, because I feel like if we could all just support like one person's small business, what a difference in the world that would make, right? Yeah, if you have the ad-free version, you're already paying for that, and then you get, as a creator, I get a portion of that, right? That's how it works on YouTube. Yeah, if you see any ads, just let them play on my channel if you don't mind, please and thank you. I know they can be annoying, but that is how creators get paid, and by sharing the information and the links here, that's how I get paid as well. So we've got a reserve 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we just did 4. We'll pull these off to the side and I'll make you up a nice little kit. And then in the next live, when we add onto that gift pack, this will be available in there as well. We'll show you. Hello from California. Just appeared this afternoon. I made lots of these. I'm so enjoying you watching you do the mass quantity. How large are your finished cozies? So they start out, these are 10-inch, and then they've got like they're cut 10-inch, and then just however wide you sew your seams, right? So you have to sew your first seam, and then you have to turn them inside out and sew your top stitch seam. So I guess if we pulled these out, we could kind of measure them. They're about 8 inches wide, 8 by 8. And these are also, like, you can purchase these finished on my website. There's all kinds of Soup Bowl Cozies on my website. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and do that. I ship to Canada and the United States. All right. Comments, concerns? What did we just say about complaints? Was anybody listening? What's our rule on complaints on this channel? I'll wait for one of my regular girls. Yeah, sharing the links helps. Sharing the channel helps. Like if you share my videos or my short videos, anything that you share, basically any interaction that you have, no complaints. Yeah, you got it. No complaints. I'm watching you guys up on my television screen here too, because I always put it on my TV and then I can see the comments because they're much bigger. When you're on my telephone, it's harder for me to see the comments. So I put you up on my television screen here. Yeah. Any interaction, any watching of the ads, all of that stuff helps. And we do fun stuff. At the end of the video too, when I do like get it all going after YouTube is done processing the live video, I always put in my Kiva link, which is microloans for underserved people. Oh, you just subscribed. Thanks, Jeanette. Jeanette, thank you very much. I hope you like it here. I hope you subscribe. I hope you join the membership. I hope you win the prizes, like all the things. But I will have a link for Kiva, which is the microloans for underserved people. I just started getting paid back from my first loan that I lent out. So if you're not sure what the platform is, it's basically people like from Colombia or Guadalajara, or even like people from the States. If they want to start their own business, they can apply on the platform for a microloan, which is basically just crowdfunding. And a lot of these people don't even have access to banking. So I loaned $50 US, and then I paid, I also gave them $7.50 to help facilitate the loan. And then I basically lent this money to a lady in Colombia who's starting her own sewing business and needed to grow and didn't have any access to money. So the money went out to her, and now she started to repay it. So I already have $3 back in my account from her starting to repay. And then once people repay their loans, you're able to either withdraw your money if you want to withdraw your money, or you could relend it to another person. So I built a team for Home Stitchery Decor, and when the video is done processing, I'll have the Kiva link. You'll see like when I have videos that have fundraisers on them, I'm choosing to support Kiva at this time. Okay, so now we've got 8 Soup Bowl Cozies here, and we're going to sew them with the serpentine stitch. So I'm going to get this set up. Bear with me while I do it, because it does take a second here. And there was no way to do it ahead of time because you guys are sitting where the machine is. So we have to turn. And we'll get our little machine out. Now this has to be cotton thread. Can we see? Can everybody see? Might have to move you around this way. Let's see. Oh, and down. Okay. There's the machine. And there's our little thread stand. And we're going to get some cotton thread. Let's just use a nice cream color. We're going to use a couple of machines for this one. All right. Don't use metal bobbins in your machines unless you've already done it and screwed them up like I did. Otherwise, you probably shouldn't use metal bobbins. And I've got a nice cotton thread here. Would have helped if I put my glasses on so I could see this. This I just got off Amazon. I put the link in the video description for you guys for all the supplies I can get on Amazon or on that link. And then the Accuquilt link is there as well. If you're getting the studio machine, you get the machine and the piece of plastic for the top, and you get the silver tray. You need the plastic adapter. And so you'll just have to type in adapter and pick a size that you like. And you will need the Soup Bowl Cozy die as well. And the Soup Bowl Cozy die is on sale today, $20 off. So that's not nothing. It's not the best deal in the world, but 20 bucks is 20 bucks, right? And when why did I turn that off? When I make these, I make 40 to 60 in each color at a time. So this is my old this is going to do this like 4 times probably. This is my old Singer Confidence Quilter. Basically, the only thing I do on this machine is a Soup Bowl Cozies. And this, it doesn't always like to start. But I can sew on this machine at the same time I'm sewing on another machine. Here it's going to start. Woohoo! I kind of have it preset here on the... Basically, it's an old janky machine. And it works. And I sew the serpentine stitch on this first. And then we'll set up my Husqvarna Viking. Hi, Zarina. Welcome to the channel. I refuse to throw out this machine because it's still working and it will whip through this process pretty quick. So we're going to do, I don't know, maybe we'll just do 4 so we don't bog. Should I do 4 or should I do 8? Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear. I know this is kind of loud. Take a vote, you guys. 8. Okay, we'll do all 8. Now, you can hear? Okay, great. I'm glad you can hear. I am a little bored right now because typically when I do this part, I have another sewing machine and I'm doing another sewing project. Because this part here, I can just put the leg down and totally go hands-free. Look, Mom, no hands. I just have my pedal going underneath me and I can just glance back and forth a couple of times and make sure that this is going in straight and be hands-free for this the entire time. So typically I would do this and sew either the tubes for the jelly roll rugs on my other machine at the same time, or I would sew the embroidery stitching on my towel at the same time. So I would have the embroidery machine going and doing this stitch, which also takes quite a bit of time, and just be doing that at the exact same time. And as long as you're keeping everything straight, you can do 2 projects. And then for my regular girls, you know that I always have my embroidery machine running that has my Christmas reindeer embroidery file. I make Christmas reindeer all the time. And I'll have my Cricut machine going at the same time cutting my cards. Gang, when did sewing machines become automatic? Yeah, I know. Look, Mom, no hands. Right? So I taught myself how to do this. I practiced this for like, I don't know, a couple of days anyway. I'm like, could I possibly do this? Could I set up a project and just have it like working with my 2 feet at the same time? And so I practiced and practiced and practiced, and then I got it figured out. And then one evening when my husband was home, I called him into the sewing room here and I was like, hey, check it out. Look what I can do. And he looked at me and he just said to me, this is ridiculous. Like, that's what he said to me. It's like, this is ridiculous. And I'm like, I know, but I want to like double my time and, you know, have more fun and make more money and be able to go out for dinner at night. And if I'm making multiple products at the same time, then we have more free time. So, hello, Robert. True story. That's my husband's name, Robert. His name is Robert as well. We call him Rob. Yeah, call you Speedy. This is acceptable. This line here, this will get covered. Don't have it much bigger than that on the edge though, because you don't want a problem. So now we're on to our second color. Hey, I told you it was fun around here, right? I may or may not have learned how to do that with alcohol involved. I'll let you decide. was there alcohol involved in this decision? Now, I'm not advocating machinery and inebriation by any stretch. So, you know your limits, stay within them. But yes, I'm having a good time. Multitasker extraordinaire. I really have to be. Honestly, just because I want to have this amazing life, and the more I multitask and have like systems for everything, the more fun I'm having. The more free time I have, the more time I have to spend with my friends, like just all the things. And then you'll know when I'm not here. You'll be like, where the heck did she go? She's gone. I'm like, gonzo gone. Shut the door, turn it off. All right, we're almost halfway done the first. We're gonna make an X on these, right? So we want these to stay together. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, while I'm sewing these last four, I'm going to pull this other pile off and start clipping the threads on them. If I had a pair of scissors, that would help. Here we go. All right. So these need to just come apart because we chain piece. So just go and clip the thread. Try not to poke yourself with your scissors. Put one sharp object down. Do not stick your fingers under there while you're pressing down. That's a no-no. Keep your fingers clear of the machinery. I do test stitch outs while having a cocktail in the evening. Makes waiting for embroidery to finish more exciting. Yeah, I prefer to drink and do other craft things, but I've sewn and drank before. My sewing machine likes to make me mad though. This is my old janky sewing machine. I pretty much trust it for this stitch and nothing else. But you know what? I've had it for a very long time. It does not owe me a penny. And I'm grateful that I still have it and it's still working for this because it's one project that it will do. And each step of the project, it, makes you money, so why not? All right. Now we've got our other little pile here. When these four are done, this pile is ready to go, and we haven't wasted any time. Just make sure to pay attention to what you're sewing here. You want to make sure you've got your cross going in the right way for the second one. Pull these ones out. Don't sew the cross in the same direction you did it already. I can make, if I sit here and bust my butt, I can make 60 of these in one day. And it's 15 bucks a pop. Somebody do on that. 60 times $15. What does that work out to? And that's just me sewing Soup Bowl Cozies. That doesn't include the Cricut running and the embroidery machine running. 900, yeah, 900 bucks. Thank you so much. Sabrina with the quick calculations here for us, folks. Now, I have to bust my butt to do that. That's from the cutting to this process. Like, you're working. But I don't know a lot of jobs where you can make 900 bucks in a day. And even more when I, like, I'll have my embroidery machine running, so I'll be able to do, you know, I don't know, 5 or 6 reindeer. They also sell for $8. I'll cut out Cricut cards while I'm doing that. Of course, they're not done, but they're cut. So everything does add up. And I do hold the first couple of threads when this first gets going. Absolutely. But because this is already like it's chain pieced, I don't have to hold it as much because it's not going to pull all the way back through because it's chain pieced. I'm just watching this color like on my TV screen too, and I'm like, it looks really pretty on my TV screen. I'm an orange girl. Orange is my favorite color. Okay, almost. We've got probably halfway through this second one. The second cross. And like I said, we're using cotton thread. I put all of the links in the video description for you guys. So there's links for Accuquilt, and then there's Amazon links as well. You will need to find your own fabric. And, excuse me, I priced this project out in the math that we did at the beginning of the video at $10 a yard. So with the machine, the Accuquilt Studio machine, with the die, with all of the things that you need for this, it came out to $1,350 to start this project. And if you made 1 bolt of Soup Bowl Cozies, so 1 bolt of batting worth of Soup Bowl Cozies, you get about 120 Soup Bowl Cozies out of that 1 thing of batting. And with the fabric and thread costs, all of it included, you'd be at, like, you'd profit like 500 bucks. Now, that doesn't include your sewing machine or the rotary cutter or the rotary mat. That would be probably another $400 for just a basic setup of that. So you'd be in the clear, essentially making one set of these. You'd be in the clear for all of your products and the machine costs. And it would take you, okay, so like I can do 60 a day. If you sat your butt down and did it the way I'm showing you now, you could do 60 a day. And what do we say? You could make like 120 out of a bolt of fabric. So in 2 days, you could make your money back on this product. And I don't know a lot of businesses that you can make your money back that quickly. So I do try to show like practical things that I've actually done that make money. And I hope a bunch of you start your own businesses just based on these recommendations. And, you know, go put some money back into your community. And then, if you're not here for the lives all the time, I tell people this all the time. When I do my Christmas market booth, and my booth is like all handmade products, people go absolutely bananas. They can't believe the quality. They want more of it. They tell their friends. They bring their friends. They come back year after year. It's just snowballed over the years. So if you want to buy junk from China, or do MLMs and do markets with that, you're struggling for every buyer. When you hand make your products and you make something quality, they just come to you and they keep coming back. And not only that, the easiest marketing in the world is when somebody brings you a friend. Okay, so we've got one left after this one. And then we'll get on to the next step here. How many of you guys are new here? We've got a whole bunch of people. We've got 38 people watching Soup Bowl Cozies. Who are you? Where are you from? I'm Jolene. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And you can always watch the replay of this live as well. You're new. Hi, Rachel. Welcome. Hi, Rachel. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Okay. So now, I maybe should have done a few of these while we were sitting, but now you cut these apart. You turn off your janky Singer sewing machine that you've had for years that you've beat the crap out of. Hi, Jane from Oklahoma. Let's turn this. Can you guys see? Yeah, there we go. Jane from Oklahoma. There we go. Even better. Marlene from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, Marlon. Marlon. It's got to be Marlon. Can't be Marlene. There's no E on the end of that. What are we talking about? If you're in Australia, they have blue wren dyes. You can look that up, blue wren. And they have similar products over in Australia, and that will save you some shipping. We get a lot of people here from Australia. Great. Awesome. Marlon. Yes, we get a lot of people on this channel from Australia. Like, they just pop in. I don't know how my stuff keeps showing up in Australia, but I'm glad that it does. Got a little bit of family in New Zealand. So that's fun. One day I'm going to go there. I'm going to see all the sights, and I guess I don't even know what they would call it. Like their shaddy. It's like a little hut that they have on their property. It's always an open invitation. So one day I might go there. All right. All right. We've got this set up. I'm going to get a sip of something because I don't want to cough on you guys. And when you're talking this much, you're always coughing. My shirt's covered in lint. All the things. Okay. Now we're going to turn. Can you see this here? We've got our fabric here. Might need to turn this a wee bit more. Probably going to shake the crap out of the TV. This time I'm going to use my Husqvarna Viking. Should I? I've never sewn these on my new faff. Guess what I'm getting? That's the one I always sew on. I just got this one. Oh, last week. We've never sewn Soup Bowl Cozies on this. Let's give it a try. It's a creative ambition. 640. Let's see if this one works. Get it plugged in. This is what happens when you have 8 sewing machines. And no, I'm not greedy. Like somebody said, I used to have staff, and then this year I have no staff. I needed to take a break from summer markets. My husband had colon cancer. It was a big freaking fiasco. He wasn't feeling well. And so I'm taking a break from summer markets. All right, I am going to have to see if I have a bobbin, a plastic bobbin with cotton thread for this faff. Raise the needle, okay. And on the live here, I will put a link in No, we're going to have to wind a bobbin. I'll put a link in for the sewing machines as well when we're done. Let's try this bobbin. Hi, Steph. I have the 640. Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, after Steph was here, you guys, we had this like spammer person on one of my lives that just would not shut up. And oh gosh, what all were they saying? Telling me I was greedy for one thing. And they just went on and on to the point of like, you know, we were all like, you got to get out of here. So I ended up blocking them. But it was quite ridiculous. And they were like, you're so greedy. I'm like, oh my goodness. You don't know me. You don't know that I started this business with absolute freaking nothing. Like I would have to go to the store for a meter of fabric at a time because I didn't have the money. And over the years, I put every penny I made back into my business. And now I'm having fun with it. And, you know, a bit off that one was, right? Yes, you're a little off your cracker. No need of you here. Off you go. Don't come back. Please don't tell your friends we're here. It was pretty funny. But that's hilarious. Yeah, a little off, to say the least. Okay, so we're going to wind this bobbin. And if you're new here, you guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jolene. I'm from Stitchery Decor. We do a bunch of lives here. This is my business. I show you what to do. And if you want to win prizes, go watch the videos that have the little gold presents on them. And if you want to join the channel, it's $2 a month to join the channel. And we have an awesome giveaway valued at now $430. When we reach 150 paid channel members, we're going to give away a huge pile of gifts. Does anybody here need to see what the gifts are? You might have been here, you might have seen it already, but if you're new here and you haven't seen what that big gift pile is, let us know in the comments and we'll quickly stop and show you what the pile of gifts is because we don't want anybody to feel left out. Okay, so we've got our cotton thread and we've got an automatic threader here. We cut these out using an Accuquilt die system. I showed you the die system. The link is in the video description. And when the video is done processing by YouTube, I will put in even more information for you guys. But you can't really do it when you've got the live going because they literally don't let you do it. And it's really hard to edit your video descriptions on live. So I do it after they've done processing the video. So you do have to come back. Okay, Jane. Jane says she would like to see the gift pile. All right, Jane, this one's for you. Okay, Jane, first of all, we're going to give you a view of me adjusting my pants. I'll take a sip here. Because I do cough if I talk too much. You're going to get 4 unsewn Soup Bowl Cozies. We took a vote on this earlier in the live. I asked if they would rather have 2 sewn ones or 4 unsewn, and they said 4 unsewn. So that will be part of the gift. Then over the last couple weeks, we've been doing a lot of lives. We did this live where we sewed this cute farmhouse country Christmas tea towel, which is kind of not folded properly anymore, but you can go back and watch the live for this if you want. That was pretty interactive. People on the video, we picked the colors and what we were putting on it. Then we did a video where we did fridge magnets with my new magnet maker machine. So you'll receive 6 Christmas fridge magnets. Then we did a live where we talked about my new book, which is From Zero to YouTuber. So if anybody wants this book, it's available on Amazon. You can just go ahead and purchase it. I put a link in the video description for it already. This is basically a $2,000 course. in a $14.95 American book. So it's been for sale like 2 weeks. 2 weeks now it's been for sale, and sold 128 copies of that. So thank you guys for doing that. Hope it helps you. Then we had a sewing day where we did, thank you. Yes, you got your copy on Amazon and the book is great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it so much. We did a live video where we sewed the jelly roll rug, fabric strip rug. So we have a tube maker here for you as well. Then we did a live where we sewed 2 reversible Robert Kaufman Christmas placemats. So you'll receive those. And then we've got the biggest prize here. Gotta yank it over. We have a FAF gift box here. So this is the biggest part of the prize. There are 2 quilt rulers in here, a rotary cutter, rotary blades, 2 packs of needles. And it's actually a double gift box. There's another layer to the gift box. And underneath is the rotating cutting mat. So in total, the value of this prize now is at $430. When we reach 150 paid members of the channel, I'll do a random draw out of those 150 paid members of the channel. And you'll have to give me your address and then we'll send you your stuff. Okay? I'm going to turn off this light over here because that's kind of annoying, right? You'll be able to see better. Yes, much better. Too many lights. We were working over there this morning. Okay, so now we're going to sew the Soup Bowl Cozies together. Oh, you have to know how to join the channel too. At the top of your screen, there should be a join button. If you go back to my main channel, Home Stitchery Decor, there'll be a join button there, or there is a link in the video description. So anytime you find the channel and you see the join button, it's $2 a month to join the channel. So super affordable. And as the channel grows, we're going to do more ridiculously fun things. So we have to start from somewhere, right? We have 11 members so far. We opened up memberships like 2 weeks ago. We have 11 members and we're just slowly building a great community of people that show up for each other and help each other out. And I give things away. Who doesn't want things? You're welcome for showing you that. Yeah. My comment disappeared regarding EES. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to sew these edges together. So what you need to do is essentially fold your Soup Bowl Cozy in half. Line up the edges where it's got the pleat here. Pinch it. Put your finger in. Pull the fabric up. Like put your finger in and make sure there's nothing actually creased in here. Now, we're going to start with a straight stitch. And we're just going to go back. You know, you could go back start it going back. And I'm just sewing like width of presser foot. And I always go hit reverse at the end of the stitch, which I might not like doing on this machine. Actually, I might want my other machine, but for this video, we'll do it on this machine. And the reason you want to do a little bit of a back stitch here is because if you pull on this, you do not want those threads pulling apart. And when you flip this thing inside out or right side out, you're putting a lot of pressure on these seams and you will pull them apart. So make sure you do a back stitch, which I just saying I might not like on this machine because my other machine does it with a little toggle switch and it's quicker. So here's the second one, and I will be chain piecing these, but this is how thick to do your seam on here. We'll just do one Soup Bowl Cozy so you guys can see it finished. And then anybody that wants to stay, if we're still sewing, we can have more chats. But we'll get one done here anyway. Yeah, I don't like this as much. I don't have, the button doesn't switch as quickly. This machine will slow me down on this procedure. but we'll do one anyway just to see how it goes. But I sew these much quicker on my other machine. Just because the reverse isn't a button, it's a little toggle and you can go back and forth really, really quick. Okay, so here's the first one. Looks like this. And now you need to check and make sure that you did not miss anything. So I pull them, push my finger through onto the seams and check every single seam to make sure that is 100% not going to come apart on the next step. So now grab your next color and we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, I agree. 640 is not for speed sewing, cutting thread, and reversing. It's just not. Get the machine that's right for the project. But we'll sew one on this machine just so you guys can see. And so, like, if you're not doing these like for a business, this is a great, you know, it's a fabulous machine. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. I'm really loving it, but it might not be for this project. Now, the intricacy of this machine with the 198 stitches available on it, loving that. And doing my tea towels with these pretty little stitches on here, super duper helpful. It's been pretty reliable, but yeah, I'm not liking it for this project, and that's okay. The button does not, you know, user error, of course. Everything that goes wrong is your own damn fault, but I don't like it. Okay, we've got one more edge to do. Hopefully we'll really like it on the next step. And the camera's wiggling around. I don't really want it wiggling around that much, but push these out. Make sure you've got the whole seam caught. Scratch your nose a little bit, and then let's find, do you guys mind the camera wiggling? Because you're the ones that are watching it while the machine is going here. What's the vote? Should I move the camera? I think I'm going to have to move the camera, because if I switch machines here for the next part of this, this is going to be really, really, really annoying. So let's just move it. Because if we get going like super fast on this, you guys are going to, all you're going to see is shake. And I'm not Taylor Swift, so we don't need to see. Shake it off, shake it off. So we'll just move in the tripod here a little bit. You get a different view of my room every time I move the camera. All right. Now we'll get it in here so you guys. Okay. Now it's set on my floor instead of on my table. Grab a little sip. All right, so now we're gonna sew these right sides together. And I always start to sew like about this far away from the corner. And then when I come around the other side, I always sew past the pleats or darts about 3/4 of an inch. And that way, when I turn it right side out, I am not putting any extra pressure on those darts, but I've still left myself a really good size opening to be able to turn the project. And we're just going to do width of presser foot again. And I'm just going to slow my machine down a little bit. Just go slow. Make sure your product or the fabric, sorry, is lined up as you go. You want both the edges of the fabric to be lined up. So we are putting a good seam through this, but if you try to short this seam, when you turn it right way out, oftentimes you've missed an edge, and then you're flipping it back and forth, and it's really freaking annoying. So don't do that. So just width of the presser foot and all the way around. Okay, we've just gone past that last dart and we'll hit it the reverse. Should always use my thread cutter, right? All right, so this is what it looks like now. And we're just going to open up the seam. I've got just a wide enough opening here. You can do either. You can open them up or nest them. I'm so quick at it when I do it around the edges. You'll see here. I'm pretty quick at getting those nested, opened up. I don't know what they would call them. They're open. So they lay flat. So now I put like basically my index finger and my finger next to it into the hole, and I go to the far corner and start turning this like a sock. And the reason I go to the farthest corner is this is, I found, the easiest way to turn these. And you do have to give them quite a bit of a pull, but you will get it. Hi, Benita. Or Bettina. Bettina. I think I said that wrong. Is it Bettina? Then I get a little chopstick and I push out the corners. You could also do this if you had this thing here. I like the chopsticks because they're longer and they can fit right into the back corner. Okay, I said it right. Hello. Woohoo! I did say it right. And I do have lots of videos on this channel with all kinds of different tutorials. So I have one where, like a video series where I have like chicken soup bowl cozies, and then a matching chicken dish towel and a matching chicken dish drying mat, and a matching chicken pot holder, oven mitt pot holder. So I've just got a tiny piece of fabric sticking out here that isn't supposed to be here. Okay, there we go. We just trimmed it off. Just something that wasn't supposed to be there. Getting poked out. And a couple of little threads. So do this for all four corners. Poke out all four corners. Now what I do is line up the opening here, the opening edge, which this is going to be the hardest part, except for cutting the batting. You just want it essentially to look like this. And if this is your biggest problem in life, I would suggest you need bigger problems. I never start sewing on the corner of the opening either. I always start the corner before. And that way, if I've got anything squishing in funny, it's not like where I have the opening to it as well. So we'll go back a couple of stitches. And now I'm doing basically a quarter inch, a good quarter inch. Not as wide as the presser foot, because you don't need to on this, and you want to be able to catch this folded in seam. And if your fabric isn't pulled out quite far enough, I actually use my little seam ripper and I stick it in the edge of the seam and I just pull it out towards me without ripping the fabric. this way you don't have to iron anything. You can, if it's stuck, just give it a little adjustment with your Jack the Ripper. And of course, because I've made thousands of these, I make that part look easy. But you just stick Jack the Ripper in a little piece of the fabric and give that seam a pull towards this side, and it will pull out and leave you with a seam that lays down flat. And I always go slower on where the seams have been turned, or sorry, where the darts are, just in case my needle catches or something. Years of practice, if something's going to bugger up, that'll be where it buggers up. You'll break a needle because the fabric's too thick or some darn thing like that. So just slow down. Slow down at the darts. Speed up once you're past them. And look at this, we're done. Go back a couple of stitches. Who stayed till the end? Who's here? And this is our finished product. Cut off any little threads that you see. And I will get a bowl. I'm going to show you a couple of different bowls for these guys too, because sometimes people are like, these are too small. So this is a regular soup bowl. And these are called Soup Bowl Cozies. You can see how high up this is, right? It's quite high. And of course, they're completely reversible. Still here. Susan's here. Jeanette's here. Spoiled Trinity's here. Rachel's here. Hello, hello. Okay, so there is the other side of it. So completely reversible. You get a couple of days worth of soup out of these. But I'm going to show you with a bigger bowl. Let me just grab one of my... I use these for scraps in my office. So this is a good size serving bowl. And as you can see, we were doing Cricut stuff this morning. I have scraps. But see the bottom of the bowl? That still fits in there. And you can still hold your bowl and carry this around like this. So they do fit. Steph's here. Kat's here. Now I can, she's on her computer now. Awesome. So there's the bowls. So then I'm not going to sew anymore with this part of this machine because I didn't like the way it goes back and forth. Does anybody want to stay while I sew more? Or are we done for the day? What are you guys thinking? I did a live this morning. I could be done for the day, but I just want to show you the process. And does anybody want me to go over the numbers again? You want to stay? Yeah, of course you do. You never want to go. Does anybody want me to go over the numbers again? How are we feeling about that? I'm going to switch out this machine because I did not like it. I didn't like it. I love this machine, but I didn't like it. All right. See how many you can get going here. Put that machine to the side. Let's get our Husqvarna Viking machine because we know we like this one for this project. Any questions, you guys, as we're going along? Ask away. Anything you want to know. We can help you out. Except for where's my presser foot? Find one that works. You should see under my desk. There's like freaking 50 different machine pedals. What is going on? But I have so many machines. My comment was about EE Shank. I think I have a commercial account with them. They carry warm and natural jelly roll batting. 2 1/4 for 50 yards. $6.62. Slightly more buying singles. That's exciting stuff. I don't have an account with EE Schneck, but I do have lots actually, with Checker distributors. They've got pretty good ones. Pretty good fabric there. I'm in Canada, so we have a couple of different options here too. Like J.N. Harper. We've got Mook fabrics. Gosh, what else do I have? I buy a lot of, oh, you missed the AM live. Sorry about that, but you can watch the replay. I buy a lot from Checker just because I like their pricing. I like how quick they get to my house. I like the quality of their fabrics. I like the selection of their fabrics. And yeah, so I do buy quite a lot from them. And then Mook Fabrics, I've bought a lot. They're just like a local distributor in a city next to us. And then I have a couple more. You know what I don't like about this Husqvarna is the needle threader does not like me. We have a couple distributors here in my city as well that have like you can get commercial accounts for stuff too. So just depends on what I'm buying. I try to price things out. But after a while, you kind of figure out, you know, where the best deals are. Okay, bye. If your battery's dying, we'll see you next video. My scrapping mama. And I know that name is Cat because I have it on my board. And I am looking, what time is it, you guys? Let's see how long we can go here. Oh, 3:30. Maybe 15 minutes. Before I gotta go. I didn't realize it was 3:30, but yeah, we did a live here this morning too. So that was fun. Okay, let's chain piece. Oh gosh, sorry about that, guys. That's like ringing a bell. Love your work, Jane. We'll see you in the next video, Jane. Thanks for being here. Everybody say bye to Jane. Okay, so this one we're going to do Husqvarna Viking Onyx 15 machine. It's got a little toggle back and forth switch. Much quicker. You're going to see me fly through these. And be like, what the snap? What the snap? Who's here that says what the snap besides me? I know. So that should mean... You have to, oh, it's 2:30 Steph's time, so I have to stay for an extra hour. Steph's making the rules here. You're in Washington. Was it Washington that you are in? And we've got a Madeline here. She's got a Janome M7. Love my sewing machine. I don't have any Janomes. I have Husqvarnas. I have Fafs. I have Singers. What else do I have? That's it right now. Yeah, Washington State. Madeline's in Linwood, Washington. Are you guys, or is that different? Is Linwood, Washington like in Washington State? I'm from Canada, so I don't know all the, you know, cities and stuff like obviously you guys would. Are you and Steph close, Madeline? Yes, okay. So you and Steph are from Washington. Perfect. Steph's here all the time. Jeanette, I need to go have an appointment. Fun show. See you again. Thank you so much, Jeanette. Thank you so much for being here. See you in the next video. We'll do more. Susan has got an Husqvarna Viking Epic. Yep, I love these machines. I actually had staff, and like I said, I let all my staff go. First of all, they were really making me mad. Second of all, because, and I'm not laughing about this, but my husband did have colon cancer. It was really bad, and he was very sick, and I just could not get it in me to do summer markets. And so without the sales for summer markets, I couldn't afford to pay my staff. And so you either run around and, you know, you make money and you sell things, and then you have to make more money and buy more stuff. But it just was a priority for me to spend time with him. So I'm going to focus on my Christmas markets. make everything myself and just not have any staff this year. North of Seattle. Sew quilts for Project Linus. Children from birth to age 18. So that's a charity thing that you're doing, Madeline, I'm assuming? And she's 3 to 4 hours away from you. Perfect. So if you're in, well, how far away would you be from like Alberta, Canada then? Like, I don't know, 15 hours if you drove? Of course, who's going to drive? Everybody's going to they're going to fly, but don't fly Air Canada right now because they're all out on strike, as last I heard. And yeah, I don't like this. This automatic threader on this machine is a piece of crap. Maybe I need to get it adjusted. And then cotton thread is always curly, so it kind of makes it hard to thread the machine. Come on. And cotton thread does like to break. 3 quilts a week. I've got to stop and read what's going on here. Yes. She's so cute. I just have no filter manners. I'm sorry, you're just too pretty. Oh, well. I think this person has been here before. With the compliments. Thank you for the compliments, and I'm married, so please go away. 15 hours to Alberta driving. That would be a trip to see the sights on the way there. Yeah, they are amazing. There are so many pretty mountain highways on the way to Alberta. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, one more time for the cheap seats. Can we get this cotton thread threaded? Because the threading isn't working and it just busted. I have so many things to say right now. I'm just not saying them. I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Yeah, I think... I don't know, ladies, what do you think? It's just like, that's your advertisement? Yeah, like, I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, go, Steph! I am the content creator here, right? Yeah. I'll let some of you fill in the blank. What are we sewing? We are sewing Soup Bowl Cozies here, Madeline. And you can watch the replay of this. I started from scratch. I showed you how to cut them with the Accuquilt cutting machine. I priced out all the supplies for it, broke down how much money you can make off of sewing these and how to sew them quickly. So you've got a whole price list there. I put all of the supplies in the video description. So all the links, right now you have to copy and paste them because YouTube doesn't allow us to post links until after the video is live, like the clickable links. And once the video is live and being done, processed by YouTube, I go back in, I edit the video a little bit better for you guys. And then you're able to shop all the links, which helps support the channel. Comments help support the channel, all that kind of stuff. And you should make someone a moderator. Yep. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I would have to look that up. Do we have any volunteers for moderation? Because, like, I'm busy sewing here. Anyway, all the links are there for everybody. And all the cutting materials, like every single thing you need is there. And if you want to get them, that's fine. I'm an affiliate for everything. If you shop the links, I do get paid. I would have fun being, well, maybe we'll hook up on something. I'll be a moderator. I'll have to figure out how to do that. And then maybe invite somebody to be the moderator. As long as there are no rules to comments. We do not want to get the channel shut down, ladies. We do not want the channel shut down. Pick Steph and I. Okay, let me figure out how to do that. And then when we do live, somebody can be a moderator. And you have to be nice. You just have to be nice. Make sure we've got everybody on the up and up of like, how are we going to grow this massive YouTube channel and have a blast and try to get rid of all the crap on it? I don't know. Is there a way to get rid of all the crap? Like, I think I've said this before. I think you just have to like, believe that 99% of the world is good and the other 1% you just metaphorically punch them in the face and move on. But isn't this toggle switch better? So much faster on this Husqvarna. Husqvarna Viking Onyx 15 is what I'm on. And this is just a basic, like it's not a fancy dancy sewing machine. But it works super fast. So I don't know why my paid professional staff could not figure out how to work this. Because like if your guys are watching me now, seems to be working just fine. Except for, you know, you do break cotton thread once in a while. I probably just jinxed myself by saying, hey, my machine works just fine. And then I broke my thread again. Spoiled Trinity. I am 52, seamstress in crafting since my teens. Yeah. Madeline, I also crochet hats and scarves for children in Snohomish County. Snohomish? Good golly. Did I say that right? Snohomish? If I did, I should be like getting a linguistics like degree. Because dang, what the heck is that? Snohomish. Do you recommend having 1 to 2 people to get enough product for being at the big craft markets? I do recommend having 1 to 2 people. But I decided to fire everybody. Hey, Ray. Welcome. Glad you made it. We're at the end of it. You can watch the replay. I gave the whole breakdown of how to do the products, all the links, all the pricing, everything. I do not see how I can get all the things accomplished you have gotten. Well, you know what? I didn't start this big. So don't compare your starting point to other people's like midpoint or finishing point. Because I started in 2018. You're going to get ahead much quicker than I did because I figured all this stuff out like on my own, right? And here on this channel, I'm showing you how to do it all. And so you're not going to have to figure it out. So you're going to go like 10 times faster than I did. And isn't that the point of the whole universe, is for the person that's ahead to teach the person that's coming up. I have people that I follow all day, every day for things like podcasts, mentors, all kinds of stuff, right? I've been in coaching groups where people have shown you, you know, how to do stuff. And, you know, those people are basically, you know, 5 steps, 10 steps, 20 steps ahead of me. But I've taken everything that they were teaching and tried to figure it out for myself and put those into place, right? So now I'm quicker at that. I've been working on a custom rug with my batiks for a friend. It's going to look amazing. Each rug is better. Wish there was a way to post pictures. Probably is in the community tab. I believe when you join the community, so like you're the member, there should be a place in the members tab that you can post. And now I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not going to do a Facebook group. Nope. I am not going to do a Facebook group. I'm too busy. And I only work on platforms that pay. That's like my #1 rule. You'll see, like I do have a Facebook page and I do have an Instagram page. Anything that I put on there is repurposed content. And I'm not going to grow a membership on YouTube plus a group on Facebook. I'm just not going to do it. I'm exhausted. You can follow me on Instagram and tag me in your pictures if you want to. That helps. Yeah. Another viewer from Snohomish County here. I'm enjoying listening to the stream while doing cleanup stuff at my home today. Well, Jennifer, welcome to the channel. Jennifer Burks. That's crazy. We've got 2 people from Snohomish. And please correct me if I'm not saying that right, because I'm not from there. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I think this is my new favorite thing in life. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, except for my thread keeps breaking. Freaking. Probably if I went like, just like 2 stitches per minute slower, my thread would not break. But cotton thread is very breakable. And you can't put these in the microwave unless you made these all with cotton. It has to be cotton everything. Cotton batting, cotton fabric, cotton thread. Don't use anything but cotton. And they're reversible microwave soup bowl cozies, right? So they're supposed to go in the microwave. But if you put polyester thread in here, you're going to set something on fire. And cotton thread has a much lower break point. And I also, if you've ever watched my rug videos, I also explain to you never sew a rug with cotton thread, because the cotton thread breaks too much and that rug is going to be on the floor. And I don't know if there is much heavier cotton thread than this. This is 30 weight, I think. Just is what it is. And it only ever seems to break if I'm going super fast and yanking on stuff. And of course, I'm having fun. Susan, I'm only doing YouTube. Yeah, I'm not going to build a group. And Facebook, I don't know if I told you guys this before, but I did have a very active Facebook, Instagram account while I was working with Tailwind, which is the Pinterest scheduling app. If you haven't heard that story, I was a test company for Tailwind running some AI technology and actually influenced a bunch of changes on Pinterest for small business as far as their app is concerned. So how their app integrates and how you can post more efficiently with their app. What was the point of that story? Oh yeah, while I was doing that was on Facebook and Instagram, and then we got hacked. And despite multiple levels of trying to get my Facebook back, I never was able to get that Facebook page back, ever. They just kick you out. And they don't care because they're not making any money on helping people. So why would they help? Yeah, why would they help? And so I never got that page back. And then after that, I'm just like, listen, you're going to make it hard for me to work. You're going to take my money, because they did. These hackers took my money. And does your machine have a thread cutter? Not this one. You can grab your next piece while the threads are cutting. Time saver. No, it doesn't. My FAF does. So my 640. But it doesn't have a reverse toggle switch. And so if you're just joining us, that was annoying us. And so we switched to this Husqvarna. Yeah, so you'll never get your account back if you work on Facebook. And these hackers, they stole money off my credit card. That I was able to get back because I phoned my credit card company and said I didn't make these charges. But I never did get my account back. So all that work, I had, like, I don't know, 10,000 followers or something on Instagram. Gone. It's all gone. Gone. I'm never doing that again because they don't care. So you put all that work in, you lose money, they won't help you, and you don't get paid on their platform. So I'm not doing it. So anything you see on there is just the minimal effort that I can make. Because I do, like, you have credibility when you have the same Instagram, the same TikTok, the same Facebook page. And then you go to apply for some of the programs that I apply. They ask for all those things. So I do have them, but I don't use them. And now I basically just concentrate on my Shopify and that links with everything, and YouTube. So it's like, are you a professional or are you just basically, you know, messing around? You can change that with any word that starts with F if you want to. But yeah, that's what I did. I'm like, I don't do any of that anymore. I've started using LinkedIn more because I want to grow. Of course, I've just put the book out, and there's some promotional stuff that's gone on behind the scenes for that. So that's on LinkedIn. And of course, that's a more professional platform. So as I grow, I'm going to just use essentially the grown-up platforms. Oh, Mr. Domestic. I know who that is. Like, I don't know him. Like, I've never met him. I just know of him. That sucks. Because he's pretty big, right? Golly. And then, of course, because everything's linked, right? If you don't have other platforms, and I say the same thing about Etsy. I will never have an Etsy store that isn't linked through my Shopify account. Like, ever. Don't do it, because Etsy's the same thing. If they like, I put a video out a couple of weeks ago about what this ex-employee of Etsy has said about hackers. You can go and watch the video, but essentially they don't care. Once you get your account shut down, the chances of you getting it back are slim to nil. And you've done how much work on there? Crazy. Why? There's no help for anything. And I think the government is going to have to step in on some of these platforms like Etsy and Facebook and say, listen, if you are expecting people to work on there, you're going to have to provide a level of security that you are currently not providing. That's my opinion. So when I run for Queen of the Planet, I expect all of you to vote for me. Be like, yes, the world according to Jolene from Home Stitchery Decor. But that's crazy. Yeah, I feel bad if that happened to him. I don't know. I've never heard that. I haven't followed him in, gosh, like forever. What are we laughing at? When I'm Queen of the Planet? Is that what we're laughing at? It's like the world according to me. I believe they hacked his credit info also. I remember watching it when it happened. He was so upset. Can YouTube be hacked? Yeah, anything can be hacked. I've taken steps, of course, to, try to make sure that, passwords are changed on a regular basis. And my passwords, instead of being like, 8 characters long, they're now like every single character you can imagine long. I'm like, good luck with that. And they'll take the easy targets. What I'm doing now, you guys, is just pushing these seams out and looking to make sure that I didn't miss anything, right? So you always double check. This is why you always back stitch at the end of the seam as well, at the beginning of the dart and at the end of the dart. See, look, this one got missed. And had I not pushed on it, I wouldn't have known. I would have started sewing the next process. And then when I went to turn that right side out, it would have buggered up, and I would have wasted, it'll waste like 15 minutes of your time to not check. Yeah, I have pretty high-end security now because I'm like, this is ridiculous. And the hackers are going to go for the easy target. That's what they're going to do. So if you've got a password that's 8 characters long, or you got a password that's 25 characters long, at some point they're just going to be like, this one's too hard, move on to the next one. And so we missed another one here. And this can be just as simple as you didn't have the fabric lined up right, you're yapping on YouTube, whatever it is. So always make sure you check these seams and push hard. Like when I'm pushing on my finger here, I'm like pushing and pulling, making sure that seam is closed, because if it's not closed, it will pop out for sure on the next step. Like, fun for the whole family. Just screw up your projects, right? And I have more here than I normally. Like, what's an easy target? So, you know, if you've got your dog's name as a password, that's not a good idea. So my dog's name is not a password on anything, because people will be on the internet and they'll be like, oh yeah, my dog's name, like my dog's name is Cinnamon. Y'all met her. Then they'll use that as a password. It's like, okay, wait a second here. How hard would that be for somebody to figure out? Not that hard. This one is not closed way up at the top of the dart. This is quality control. Or they'll use their husband's name, or they'll use their, like the brand of their car, or, you know, it'll just be like a word. It'll be like pineapple, or, you know, bananas or something. And it's like, okay, well, they started spelling the word. This is too easy. So mine, my passwords are every single character that I can use. And then, you know, capital letters, small letters, like just every mix up thing you can possibly do on your keyboard. And so when I sign into something, yeah, it bloody takes me forever to go and sign into something. And then I have 2- and 3-step verifications on everything. So even if I want to go and look at my analytics on my channel, I have a 2-step verification thing. It says, is it you? It sends me a code to my Gmail account. It has a code on that code that I have to click on. Like, it's pretty secure now. I'm not saying nothing can happen, but I am saying I'm doing my best. So we're pushing out all the seams, and then we'll sew. Okay, we're going to put the right sides together again. I always line it up with 2 edges together and 1 dart together. I'm going to start like 1.5 inches before the corner, and I'm going to finish 3/4 of an inch after the dart. That will leave me a nice big opening to turn this thing right side round. And I always start with going back and forth to make sure that they've got a little stitch there to hold it all together. And I'm doing width of presser foot. I'm checking to make sure that my fabric is lined up as I go round. I'm sewing my my seams open so they lay as flat as possible. And just check as you go round. Line it up as best you can. Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions about the product or about the project itself? Now is the time. Start asking your questions. I'm wondering, did he ever get his channel back? Like, now I'm going to go Google that, of course, right? And be like, what happened? And then I'll be down that rabbit hole for like a half an hour tonight, checking in on some other YouTuber. What happened? What happened? People get scammed and hacked all the time. Okay, here is what we've got now. And we're going to turn it right side out again. So we've just got an opening here. And we're going to put 2 fingers in and go to the very far corner. And just like a sock, push that corner out through the opening and then grab onto it and then pull. I sell them for $15 each. 15. I have seen them, depending on the market that you sell in, like I've seen them as high as $22, and I've seen them as low as $6, which is disgusting. because you're working. And I had, I could tell you guys stories. You'd be like, oh my goodness, the stories this girl has. I could write books about the stories I have. But one time I was out at the Millerville Ag Society Farmers Market, and one of the local people that lives there, his wife was shopping the market, but he was walking around with a buddy of his, and he came up to my booth and grabbed one of these, like, off the shelves that I've shown you guys here repeatedly, the shelves that I have, grabbed one of these Soup Bowl Cozies off and, you know, took them outside of the market and like outside of my booth. And he's like, I don't know, 5-6 feet away from my booth. And then he's showing them to a buddy. He's like, you see this? You see this? He's like, this cost $1. This cost $1. My wife makes these all the time. It doesn't cost her more than $1. And this lady thinks she's going to sell them for $15. And then he tossed it back into my booth. And I was like, first of all, don't touch my things. And second of all, whatever your wife does with what she wants to do with her time is her business, and whatever I do with my time is my business, but you're not going to stand here and insult me. So please move along. I'm like, no, 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 no. I've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. If you don't want what I am selling, move along. You don't get to insult me. You don't get to grab my products and toss them around. No, absolutely not. Like, I will stand behind nobody. I won't put up with anything anymore. I'm like, if you're being a douche, I'm going to call you out on it. Just get out. And this is like, when I'm talking about this Ag Society, like, this is a small community of people that even would like live in the town. There's maybe in the town itself, maybe 300 people in the town and the immediate surrounding homes. And then in the community itself, surrounding it, it's like I don't know, maybe 1,000 people total. And then everybody else that comes out there is like yuppies from the city. Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to have to work on this after because I can't stay much longer. But you see this, where I had this dart. I wasn't paying attention and I didn't get this one sewn close enough. So we'll do one more round and round because that one I'm going to have to fix later. But this is where paying attention would have paid off for me. So we'll do one more because, you know, Steph's here and it's only, I don't know, 3 o'clock where she is now. And that one I'll go back and I'll turn it right way around, or I'll open up the seam and fuss around with it later because it's not, I'm not going to throw it out, but I could see that tiny little piece of fabric wasn't quite together. And I want my products to be as good as possible. So you can expect the same. To me, that was a man-child. Yeah. Yeah, I could tell you stories, honestly, for days and days and days. And you just got to thick skin your way. Be like, nope, not happening. And you don't have to be rude to people, but you definitely can stand up for yourself. And when he tossed it back into my booth, I was like, that's it. That's my line. Like, get out of here. I was at another Christmas market 3 years ago, this huge, massive Christmas market. They have like 75,000 people come over 3 weekends. Huge. And I had 2 gentlemen with 2 strollers back themselves, like strollers out, and have their backs towards me in my booth. I mean, it's only a 10 by 10 booth. Nobody could see or get in. Nobody. Because these 2 guys are standing there with their huge ass strollers and their, you know, kids and whatnot. And there's big aisles and people are going by, and I get it. It's a tight space, but you don't stand in front of people's booths. So I just went up and tapped them, and I'm like, guys, you've got to move. You can't be standing here. Like, I paid a lot of money for this booth and nobody can even see in here. Like, one person walking by that could have been a customer could cost me you know, anywhere from $15 to $300. Like that's how much my sales typically are. So I'm not going to let one person potentially pass me by just because these guys have got nowhere to park their strollers. Like, go figure it out. You're not going to stand in front of my booth. So takes the fun out of it. Yeah, well, you know, I am the queen of, like, when I tell you to go somewhere, by the time I'm done telling you, you're actually going to wish you were already there. Because I will shred people. Like, I am not a nice person when it comes to that. You know how people are like, I'm such a nice person. No, I'm not a nice person. Narcissistic people in my family, so I've had to have thick skin. Well, we might just be best friends. Anyway, I don't talk to my family at all. So I don't talk to my family. More time for sewing, less time for drama. Okay, one more time around. I think we got all the seams together this time. You might find too, like when you're sewing these, like one fabric seems to be stickier than the other. And so try sewing one way up, and then if the machine is not grabbing the way you want to, try sewing it with the other fabric up, and that could just make the difference for how the needle goes through and stuff. Some fabric just seems stickier, and that needle likes to have it on the bottom rather than on the top. Little tricks I've learned along the way. I was going to be brutally honest with that guy earlier. And just like, this is the way you're selling yourself, lazy man. Like, good luck with that. He's probably not watching anymore. I hope he's not watching. And also, I'm going to try to find a way to block him. I just don't need the drama. All right. This is the last one I'm doing stuff, and then I'm going. I'm going to go and live my life for a few minutes. I've got to run out. I've got to run to the bank. And I prefer to do that before my husband was home. Lancaster 705. Hello. Welcome. We're almost done this live. You can watch it on the replay if you choose to. Okay, do we have any questions? When's the next live? Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to do a live at some point. What happened to my thread here? I'm going to do a live, but I have to take Cinnamon to the groomer. And then I'm thinking of doing the live like while she's at the groomers. So I'm thinking like between 9:30 and 10 tomorrow we'll start it. And oh, you're getting your checking opened up. Congratulations, Steph. Everybody clap for Steph. She's doing it. She's getting her own business stuff set up. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, between 9:30 and 10 tomorrow, or tomorrow afternoon. My Augie goes to the groomer tomorrow. Yeah, my Cinnamon's going to the groomer. She gets her hair cut more than I do, for crying out loud. My silly dog. But you know what? It's totally worth it because she absolutely hates to be brushed. And she came from like a super abusive situation. We got her when she was 4. And I've worked on her so much. Now she's 11. She's just like the perfect little angel dog. So no dog deserves to be abused like that. And now, like the groomers work with her from like the very, well, from the second grooming. Because the first grooming when we got her, my husband took her somewhere and she just didn't do well with that person. So then I got a referral for this other lady and she's doing amazingly with her. So we do go and get her hair cut and her nails trimmed and everything all the time with her. And it's better because she has the whole setup. I used to do it myself. Like I used to have 2 Cocker Spaniels before her that passed from old age. And I used to do all the grooming and stuff myself, but it's hard. And this lady is such a professional. So off she goes. Yeah. Okay, my Augie goes to the groomer tomorrow. My pup goes to everybody's dog's going to the groomer tomorrow. Me too. Oh, that's amazing. Thank goodness I have a full-time job. So stress of starting a small business is far less stressful and exciting. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad for you. I hope this helps, Steph. I really do. I have 2 sheepadoodles. What's a sheepadoodle? I have 2 Shelties and I groom my own dogs. I trust nobody. Love when people can find a good person. Yeah, I used to trust nobody. But this lady really did come highly recommended. And when we were growing up, we actually had a kennel. So we had Cocker Spaniels, Dalmatians, and Boxers. And we also had cats, chickens, ferrets, rabbits, cows, horses, rabbits, like the whole shebang. So I'm very comfortable with all of the grooming stuff, but I just, she needs somebody. Yeah. Sheep dog mixed with a poodle. You are definitely helping. You are so positive. Yeah, I can be positive. I absolutely can be. I can also be like, this is BS. But anyway, this is a good portion of my life. I love it here. I wish I had started this earlier, but I also believe like everything you do leads you somewhere, right? So I think like right now at this point in my life, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Is like I've worked my ass off for it. I'm having a good time with it. And now I really am so glad I started doing these lives here a couple of weeks ago, because I just feel like we're building such a good like community of people. So can you imagine as this channel grows, how great it's going to be here? It's going to be awesome. I enjoy watching and listening to you. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. For real. For real, for real, for real. So, okay, so there's the Soup Bowl Cozies. We've added 4 unsewn Soup Bowl Cozies into that gift pack. If you haven't joined the channel yet and you want to, please do. We really do need the support. So it's $2 a month. That's nothing. That's a cup of coffee. And we're going to do more fun things as we go along. And if you can't afford to join the channel or you just don't want to, go watch the videos that have the little gold presents on them. You can win some prizes in those videos. Be sure to interact with the channel, leave comments, all that kind of fun stuff. Ask me anything you want to know. And we'll try to do some more lives tomorrow. We might sew more Soup Bowl Cozies because, you know, $2 is a quarter cup of coffee. $2 is a quarter cup of coffee. There you go. So it does help support the channel, and we are trying to do good things with the community. So last time I checked, which was this morning, we had 11 paid members. We need 150 paid members to trigger the draw. And once we do that, and you win the prize, then you have to give me your address and I'll send you off the big prize. And let's just build this massive, positive, funny community of people that tell other people off on the internet. Is that what we're doing? One paid member at a time. Enjoy. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate that. Yep, I'm going to go run a quick errand here and be done for the day. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns? And what do we always say about complaints? I'll wait. Somebody will answer. One of the regulars is going to answer and all the other people will be like, oh my gosh, what's happening here? Too funny. One paid member at a time. Leave the hearts on the way out the door, you guys, and we're gonna bye. No complaints. Yeah. See you later. We're gonna see you in the next one. Wait, when is the next live video? Okay, I'm gonna try to do one while my dog's at the groomer tomorrow, and if I can't, it'll be tomorrow afternoon. So that's what I'm gonna try. Naddle to complain tomorrow morning. Yeah. I don't see why I can't. It'll just be like if something desperate comes up and I can't do it, then I'll try to get it done in the afternoon. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. I have to turn off the camera, and you know what that means. I got to come up here and get all awkward with the camera on my computer thing here. On my computer thing, my tripod. And then you get a really funny view of me. Oh, and also I have a blemish. See you guys. See you in the next video. Comments, concerns, moans, and groans, complaints, LOL. Bye, Ray Ray. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. And can I reach it?